I expect Liam Coen to do great things with the Jaguars team, and I expect him to be a Coach of the Year candidate. I'm buying all Jaguar stock right now. I believe they're going to win the AFC South. I do believe Trevor Lawrence bounces back and kind of taps back into that 2022 form that he had when he guided the Jaguars to the divisional round of the playoffs. I do believe he can tap back into that play, and Liam Cohen's going to unlock him, and that's why I have them at 17 above the Houston Texans.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, January 7th of 2026, and all that Jaguar stock I bought back in June of 2025 has shot through the roof. The Jaguars did go on to win the AFC South like I predicted, and Liam Coen is a Coach of the Year candidate. He has been absolutely outstanding. Make sure to like and follow so you don't miss any of this content. I'm going to be dropping my wildcard predictions very, very soon. And without further ado, let's get into this video as to why I believe Liam Coen deserves Coach of the Year. So back when I had predicted Liam Coen to win Coach of the Year back in 2025 in June, my main reasoning behind why I picked him to win Coach of the Year was because Baker Mayfield posted career highs and he was able to revive Baker Mayfield's career in Tampa Bay as the offensive coordinator. And when he got the job in Jacksonville, I thought to myself, well, if he can do it with Baker, why not Trevor? Trevor has all of the talent in the world. That's never been a question. That's never been in doubt. Trevor's always been an uber talented quarterback with brilliant arm strength and a great ability to use his legs. And that was something that Liam Coen really prioritized with Trevor. There's been a lot of design runs for Trevor Lawrence in the red zone that have resulted in touchdowns. Liam Coen has completely squeezed out every ounce of potential in Trevor, and he had done the same with Baker. So I saw a correlation there, and that's how I was able to predict that happening this year with the Jags. However, I predicted that he would uplift Trevor Lawrence's career and revive Trevor's career. I did not expect this amount of team success. To go from 4-13 to 13-4 is an unbelievable achievement. That is just absolutely incredible. And they've had so many trademark victories this year. From weeks 3 to 5, they beat the Houston Texans at home by a touchdown. They went into San Francisco and won when Brock Purdy was healthy at the time and played that game in full. And then the following week on primetime, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home, in which Trevor Lawrence outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Just trademark win after trademark win. And those 3 games, that 3-game win streak, they had really set the tone for the rest of the season. They would go on to beat the Colts twice. They lost to the Texans once, but then they also went into Denver and won. That's another trademark victory for the Jags. They have beaten quality opponent after quality opponent all year. And the most impressive stat of them all is that they went on a 7-game streak to end the season. They went on an 8-game win streak, but a 7-game win streak in which they posted up numbers that are just astronomical. They blew out opponents by an average of 19.8 points per game in their final 7 games of the season. That is just remarkable. Now, my biggest driving point as to why I believe Liam Coen should win Coach of the Year this year is going to be the graphic shown on screen. The graphic shown on screen is going to display a contrast between Baker Mayfield's regression from 2024 to 2025 and Trevor Lawrence's increase in play and quality of play from 2024 to 2025. It shows on screen that how in 2024, the Bucs offense with Liam Coen ranked 3rd in total yards per game and 4th in total points per game. Baker Mayfield played 17 games that season with a 10-7 record. The Bucs hosted a home playoff game as the number 3 seed in the NFC. Baker Mayfield posted up career-high numbers in passing yards with 4,500 yards and total touchdowns with 44 total touchdowns to 17 interceptions and a 71.4 completion percentage. These are all career-high numbers for Baker Mayfield. I find it very hard to believe that he's ever going to eclipse these numbers ever again in his entire career. Now, in 2025, without Liam Coen, the Bucs offense dropped from 3rd in total yardage to 21st and from 4th in points per game to 18th. Baker Mayfield in 17 games posted up an 8-9 record, and the Bucs missed the playoffs. Baker threw for 3,693 passing yards and 382 rushing yards, 27 total touchdowns, so 17 less touchdowns than the prior year, and 11 turnovers with a 63.2 completion percentage. So a completion percentage of 8, an 8% drop in completion percentage from the following year. So that's massive regression there from Baker Mayfield, and that is as a result of losing Liam Coen as his offensive coordinator. You can also throw in other factors as like his offense wasn't healthy, Mike Evans wasn't healthy, Chris Godwin wasn't healthy. But even last season, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin was out for the year last year, and they were still able to put up numbers. Mike Evans also missed significant time, so I wouldn't use that to justify as to why Baker's numbers went down, because although he missed Mike and Chris Godwin for a majority of this season, he also did the year prior. So with that being said, now let's move on to Trevor's numbers. Now for Trevor Lawrence, in 2024, without Liam Coen, the Jags offense ranked 25th in total yards and 26th in points scored. Trevor Lawrence only played 10 games in 2024 due to a concussion he suffered later in the season. And in those 10 games, he posted up a 2-8 record. So a losing record, obviously. And he threw for 2,045 passing yards with 119 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, and a 60.6 completion percentage. So obviously not great numbers, not the numbers you want to see out of your number 1 overall pick, who you're paying $50 million a year. And then in 2025, with Liam Coen, the Jags offense went from 25th in total yards to 12th, and from 26th in points scored to 6th in points scored. Trevor Lawrence in 17 games played posted up a 13-4 record, with 4,007 passing yards, career high, 359 rushing yards, career high, 38 total touchdowns, career high by 8, to 13 turnovers, with a 60.9 completion percentage. So his completion percentage didn't change much. The touchdowns went up significantly, and the yards obviously went up significantly. And if you notice, the rushing yards went up by over 200 yards. So Liam Coen was willing to use Trevor's legs as a weapon as well as his arm. And when Trevor Lawrence has been outside the pocket, he's been a deathly thrower of the football. Trevor Lawrence is great when scrambling left, and he's great when scrambling right. He doesn't always have to run every time he scrambles out of the pocket. He always has his eyes downfield looking for an open receiver. The Jags have operated with the receiving corps of Parker Washington. I know they haven't been able to maximize Brian Thomas Jr., but they haven't even needed to maximize the potential of their offense. Brian Thomas has been kind of a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 in that offense. They love to spread the ball around. That midseason trade acquiring Jacoby Myers ended up being crucial to their success, because losing Travis Hunter for the season was obviously a huge blow. Well, now they're filling that role with Jacoby Myers, with Parker Washington, and with Brian Thomas Jr. So, with all that being said, the Jags offense took a massive leap, while the Bucs offense had massive regression due to the absence of Liam Coen in Tampa Bay and the presence of Liam Coen in Jacksonville. So with all that being said, this is my case for Liam Coen to win Coach of the Year. I damn well sure hope he does, and I believe he really deserves it. He has turned this Jacksonville team completely around from a 4-13 record to a 13-4 record. They are the 3 seed in the AFC, hosting the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round, and I find it extremely disrespectful that they are slight underdogs in this game when they are by far the way better team. I'm very excited to watch this Jags-Bills game in the wild card weekend, and until then, I will see you guys next time for when I release my wild card predictions. We are getting near my 1-year anniversary of this channel, and I can't wait to release my next video. I will see you guys very soon.